Hi everybody. Okay, so I'm just gonna make some stuff in blocks today. And I think if you're using a reference photo to just make sure it's kind of big. Like there's nothing worse than starting on something and then realizing that it's way too small and you need to enlarge it and then there's like a bunch of different parts to it and it just gets kind of confusing. Um, I use the grid tool a lot and I definitely suggest using that if you want to make things that are symmetrical and that line up. If you have a reference photo and like you're creating an object, I'd pick something maybe like with a frontal view or something that you can use for scale. And yeah, that's good. Also, while I'm working, I'm just gonna talk. One thing I didn't do on my previous tutorial was I was making this landmass and I could have just made it in blocks. I mean, it would have looked a lot more physical instead of ribbony, like with all kinds of like cracks that you have to fill in. And so like I'm doing a new installation right now, just only using blocks. Like I haven't used any of the brushes in Tilt Brush. Actually, I have, but just for lighting. See, that's center. See how this isn't centered? That's not worth trying to fix. Uh, that's close enough for me. Also, one thing, if you don't ever see, I don't know what these official names are, but I just call that a pin. If you don't see the pin, you just gotta look through the object, and if you can see it, you can edit it. That's like a good thing to remember. Like I guess I could reach down here and pick it up, but I'm picking up I think this and this instead of just that pin. Yeah, that's looking good. Whoops. If you really want something to be perfect, I guess like something I do every now and then is I count like 1, 2. Well, that was 3. Um, I guess I'll show you what I mean. It doesn't really apply to this, but like if you're moving an object, just to count each little clicks that it moves. I try not to paint anything until I have the major forms. Well, I guess what I mean by that is like I was about to make this clear, make this whole thing clear, and then I was going to fill it in with something red, but I'm still editing, so I don't want to deal with it when it's clear because it's more confusing. So you see how I'm subdividing it? Um, it's just geometry. Like you have to snip something in half before you can snip it into a third, and then just keep going like that, like when you want. And then I could paint that if I wanted to. But let me go back to here. I honestly don't have a plan with this. I'm not sure how to get that kind of form. I mean, I guess I'm like gonna do something like this. Actually, okay, yeah, this is an example of counting. So like 2, 3. So for every single one of these points, I'm gonna count to 3 and take it in. Mm, is that? Yeah, I guess that's right. If you see like a line there, it means you've gone too far. Like you see how there's the shadows are on this side and the light's on this side. There we go. I think, yeah. Also, just save your sketch. I mean, why not? There's nothing worse than losing even 10 minutes worth of work. Okay, I have the form finished, and now for the harder part. I kind of want to use this. Oops. If you haven't used like the brush tool, if you move your thumb to the left, you can paint the whole object, and if you move the thumb to the right, you can just paint one plane. So I think yeah, actually, I think the easiest way to do this is to copy and paste, which is just the left thumb on your right hand while you're selecting something. And I'm just going to reduce the size. And hopefully it's centered. Okay. I mean, like I could paint this red, but it's so opaque, and I don't want that. I just think that looks better. I'm actually going to do the same thing with this. Oh, you know what? I really hate red Powerade. Never mind. Let's switch this up. Much better. So now I'm just painting the planes. So I'm just trying to get rid of these hard edges. I think it's just little details like that that can make something look a lot better. See, it's already starting to come together. depending on what you're making, you might want to have text. And that's actually like one of the reasons why I like Google Blocks, is it's a really easy way to think through text on 3D objects. I'm doing this project where I take objects that I interact with and I put data on them based on this project I did for a year while I was collecting data. And so that's what this is. Definitely use a grid mode if you can when you're making any type of text or numeral. Yeah, for certain, like if certain letters like S, you might need to freehand. Basically, I had this project where I would make a drawing every day within a 24-hour cycle, and I'd collect the same data about it, like there were line drawings, so I'd collect the amount of lines that I could draw, the amount of time I put into the drawing, the time of day, and then I would post it on social media and record how many likes it got. And so now I'm turning each one of those cards into an object. And I just noticed this. You remember how I copied and pasted um the shape twice and made one of them translucent? I think this is the shape coming through. See? Yeah, that's not good. Oh, okay, I get it. Should have picked up on this earlier. This is looking good. Moral of the story is pay attention to details, and if something's going to be clear, just make sure that that the forms are solid, because you're going to see the other side, unless you put something solid in the center like this. Um, yeah, but okay. Thanks for joining in. Bye.